Welcome to the first episode podcast. Rico barely making it in time.
Ooh-wee.
Some sort of. Hey, by the way, when you jerk off at your computer, buddy, you need to wipe off the camera that's on the top of the screen because it's looking a little blurry.
Yeah.
Or maybe you tried to close it. Did you have lotion on your hands or like olive oil and you tried to close it real quick because your kid was coming in the room?
I use mayonnaise.
Nice. That's the best way to make a grilled cheese or to jerk off.
I mean, they're always asking, why are you going through all this mayonnaise? Every week at Trader Joe's, I buy another two tubs.
Yeah. You go, I was gonna say you smear the mayonnaise on the lens and it gives you that nice sexy look and when you're doing your webcam chatting.
Yeah, that's right.
The paid prostitutes.
Well, plus that way, when you clean up, you don't know where like the dirtiest stuff is compared to the mayonnaise. You're like, look, this is all mayonnaise to me. There's no shame here. I was just making a sandwich and it got messy. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we are going to get messy this episode, by the way. Perfect segue. Thank you. High fives. Perfect segue. We are going to get messy this episode because we're going to be talking about the original Mark Summers Double Dare, which is one of my favorite shows from my youth. And I lost no enthusiasm rewatching it. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to talk about some of the mess that is a nuclear holocaust combined with capitalist intrigue. And we're going to talk about the new Fallout episode on Amazon Prime that came out, the new Fallout show. But first, I want to talk about a win. Finally, a win for this guy. Something good in my life. Things have all. You know what?
I'm going to sign off. I don't want to hear it.
You know what it is? No, you don't want to hear it. This
only bad
things
news.
Were going real bad. Everything was going bad. I was losing work. My stupid dogs barking.
Dog won't stop barking.
Dogs barking at shit. And my favorite restaurant. A Chinese buffet that I would go to once every 2 weeks. Didn't help with the old belly. Probably have to lose
once
some weight.
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah, what? That's how it's like my Cheers, man. I'd walk in and they go,
Chinese buffet food that much?
I've been there.
I love it.
With Brian once, right? Didn't we go there once?
I wonder if I went with you too, because I remember going to it. Is it in Santa Monica area?
No. You and me and Jay went once, didn't we?
I don't remember the third person, but it could have been.
Obama Boulevard. It used to be Rodeo. Or Rodeo. There's Rodeo Drive, which is like where all the fancy stores are. And then there's Rodeo Drive, which is where a Chinese buffet used to be. If you're a tourist, make sure you check before you have your Uber take you there. But yes, Don has been to this Chinese buffet. It is a fantastic place.
It's good, yeah. But I didn't want to go back 2 weeks after I went there. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm still fine. I'll go like for your birthday every year if you want.
I'm like at home. I make my lunch most of the time, and like I don't want to get McDonald's or whatever. I like to have the variety, and I go there. You have all the things. It's a buffet. I don't have to explain to you how it works, but it went out of business. Right, COVID. Right, killed it. Was gone for like 5 months, 6 months. And I was like, this is horrible. I'd walk by every day. I'd utilize it. I put a candle in front of the two, lions, the stone lions they have in front. And I'd weep and I'd sing So Hard to Say Goodbye. Yeah, but I'd sing it in a really racist Chinese accent, which I thought was appropriate. So it was gone, came back. And I was like, amazing. It's here to stay, right? I felt like a kid whose father had gone out to get cigarettes and then came back to take him to a baseball game because it went away again. It went back out to the store to get cigarettes for no reason. There's a sign on the door. I go to get my buffet, my fix, and there's a sign on the door that says, back when power is on. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds like a day or two fix, right? The power's out. Yeah. You flip a breaker, you get a guy to come in, you fix the power, and you're back open again.
Maybe pay the bill.
Yeah. One of those things could happen. A month goes by. 2 months go by. I now move right up the street from the Chinese buffet in my temporary house. Well, this house is getting renovated, so I'm even closer. I'm walking by daily. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months later, it finally opens back up.
Must have been a hell of a electrical problem.
Dude, my buddy Jason, who owns the bar down the street, he and I randomly ran into each other there because he also was a fan of the buffet. And he texted me like a week ago, and he's like, you're not going to believe it, but I got some intel on the buffet. because this is where I'm at in my life. I'm like lay it on me. Like women go to check like the latest gossip. I'm just about buffet talk. So he's like, it's opening back up on the weekend.
Rebrand?
Yeah,
It's
the exact same. Nothing
only on the
changed.
weekends.
First Buffet podcast.
All the food options are the exact same. Yeah, First Buffet reopening podcast. It's all the exact same. And
is there more
no
power
explanation.
though inside?
I don't, maybe the lights are brighter. I don't know. I asked one of the waitresses, but she unfortunately does not speak good English. And the owner was on a phone call, and I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Oh, power." And I was like, 8 months. She's like, "It's a long time." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I got to come back in 2 weeks to find out what the story is."
It's a long
You better
time.
come back
She's
every
like,
day.
yeah,
You better cherish this place.
Dude.
She's like, power. You're like,
It was
okay.
ridiculous. I don't even fucking know, man. I don't know what could have caused it for 8 months that it's on. And everybody that worked there before is back. I think it's like a family. But what did they do? Were they in China? Were they hanging out with your girlfriend?
Could have been. I'll ask.
Yeah,
Maybe
see if she
hanging out
knows
with
any
some
new
Weird
buffet
LA
friends.
people that just took an 8-month vacation.
Well, they're
What if
all like
they-
ethnic Chinese. They're fully
Yeah.
Chinese speaking Chinese.
They probably own another restaurant that's closed for 8 months out of the year.
They just alternate,
and then they just
like when you have two
alternate.
families,
Yeah.
like
And then
in
they-
Fletch.
And they take a month off in between.
Yeah, that was the plot of Fletch.
Yeah, right.
The guy from Animal House. Otter, right?
Otter from Animal House had a second family in Fletch who he was raising half the time. Yeah, I think, you know what? You might be right, Don. They are probably raising another buffet somewhere.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we got a second buffet. We opened the first one in the
But
winter.
they have an American buffet in China.
Oh, holy
And
shit.
it's just like hamburgers and French fries.
And
Yeah,
they go
what
there
else-
and they
what
speak,
else
but they
would be
speak perfect
there?
American accents there and bad Chinese. What a mind blowing
They're an
experience that would
American
be.
whiteface.
They flipped the
the-
script on it. Howdy, welcome.
Yeah. Have some
You
pizza
know
and
what?
tacos.
I think I'm going to move to China and do this idea. American
Is it-
buffet
Mhm.
and stereotypical American accent. Maybe I'll like wear overalls, put on
No,
a
you
little
Cowboy
you know,
You
hat.
should, dr-
belly.
you should dress like Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Come to my
Well, yeah, it's
American
got-
buffet.
Remember they had that in Little Britain in Arrested Development. They had that American place where it was just all fried chicken and donuts with sparklers in it.
Charlize Theron was a super hot retarded girl.
Yeah. Not enough
She
of those.
was.
You don't see enough of those. I think the Special Olympics could do a lot better if more of the people in it were hot.
Well, every Olympics could. I mean,
What about a charity to have plastic surgery on people that
Yeah.
are born with, severe mental handicaps to make them real hot? I mean,
You're
most
right.
really hot people are pretty fucking dumb anyway. No one's going to tell the difference if they're hot.
every charity would be better if there was a hot.
Sounds like
people
a
in it.
good yeah.
I think
It's
it's
like the
supposed
ones
to run
that
by
fix hair
uggos.
lips, but different.
You could all
Yeah.
be on the board.
We fix titties.
Complete with who is it? The Kennedy? Did she die? That
No,
ran the Special Olympics.
Tracy
Right.
Morgan
Oh,
would be
no.
a sponsor.
Yeah,
She
Arnold,
was
Arnold
like-
Schwarzenegger's wife was involved. Maria
No,
Shriver?
it was like her aunt or grandma. She was like 90, 20 years ago. She had to have died.
I don't know. All I know is there was that British guy who was a big radio host who was all about raising money for disabled people and handicapped kids. And they found out it was like Uncle Jimmy, and he hosted Top of the Pops. They did a documentary. Turns out he was just going to the hospitals that these mentally handicapped people were at and just fucking them. Just having his way with them, just finger banging them when no one was around. Like people that couldn't move, he's just like, Uncle Jimmy, and he just get up in there. Pretty awful.
Terrible.
That's my
a
point.
shame.
Anybody that runs a charity is probably an evil person. So let's get into the Double Dare. We'll start off with Double Dare. Mark Summers, the host of Double Dare. And if whoever's not familiar with the show, it debuted, I think, in 1989?
It said 86.
I didn't get to see it, one, because I don't have Paramount Plus. I'm
You
not
grew up watching it, though, didn't
a
you?
rich man. Oh, of course I grew up watching it, but I didn't get to
Yeah.
see it in the last 2 weeks. And Don said it debuted in like 2018. I'm like, what kind of bastard Double Dare are you talking about? I don't want to watch one that started in 2018. That's ridiculous.
It might be more up to date, though. It would be it would be interesting.
Is he still hosting?
Yes. Mark Summers came back to host Double Dare. Yes. And he looks the same, except he has white hair.
They should have called it Triple Dare, the new one.
Triple Dog Dare you.
What did he do?
And it's all people licking frozen poles.
Pulling up his IMDb. I wanted to see what he did between the years of 1990 and 2018.
He interviewed the guy that was on Alf, remember? He had a Mark Summers podcast, and that's how we found out the guy that did Alf had done nothing since 1990, whatever it was. So
you don't need to do much.
Don't know. I presume everybody out here knows what Double Dare is, but it is a game show that was on Nickelodeon. Back in the days when I think they were really railing kids hard. I don't know. I know they got into that as the documentaries have come out showing, but they can really get away with it here. And you had two kids. They all have the exact same haircut and braces. I know they eventually work in some people of color, but this is all white kids as far as these first episodes. And they're would
probably
compete.
All related to the producers.
For sure, right? In the pilot episode, it has to be.
Yeah.
Well, they were dumb as shit. At least the Americans were. So the first episode, they had two Canadians, and it's like siblings, and two Americans. You ask them questions. If you're asked a question, you can answer it, and you win dollars and keep your control of the questions. If you don't know the answer, you can say Double Dare. That doubles the money. The other team can answer it, say that you say dare. Then they can double dare you if they don't know the answer, which then quadruples the money. You have to answer or do the physical challenge. Every physical challenge, at least in this one, was unbelievably stupidly easy. So there's really no penalty to losing, not knowing a question.
But entertaining. It was fun to watch.
It was.
The first physical challenge was lame. They had to just dig into a bucket of cereal and milk and find figures. But the second one, the boy had to wear a baseball helmet with a bowl glued to the top. And then the sister
brings back memories of something in college that we're not supposed to talk about.
Well,
little flesh action.
She had to throw eggs in there, and he had to catch only 2 of them in 30 seconds. It seemed like a pretty easy feat.
Unbelievably easy. I remember as a kid, it got me furious because if people could not do the physical challenge, I was just unbelievably angry. Like, how can you be this
people weren't as
inept?
fat back then? Maybe the challenges should have been easier in the 80s, right? Everyone was a normal weight.
They were normal weight. Well, no, there was a fairly chunky girl in the first episode. All the same exact haircut, by the way. Bowl cut, blonde bowl cut, braces, same
Standard
annoying
look.
smile. Yeah, but Mark Summers, good host. I'll tell you what. During these physical challenges, so Rico, by the way, we're going to play a game here for those of you watching live or listening, where Rico did not get to watch live. Don has done us a service of writing down all the questions asked of the children, and we're going to see how many Rico can get right. Now, I bet even though the kids got them right, that Rico will get at least 3 wrong. And sadly, I don't know if we have a physical challenge. Maybe Rico,
are these
can you get a raw
what's
egg and
an
eat it if you
adverb?
lose?
No, because that's kind of stuff. They get shot.
No, that's hard.
Can you conjugate things well?
They're pretty easy. I think you should get them. Somebody of your stature.
Yeah. So Rico, are you comfortable putting a raw egg in a glass, and if you have to do a physical challenge, you drink it if you lose? Or maybe that is the physical challenge.
I already did my 5 eggs today, so I'll do it in the morning.
All right. Sounds good, Rocky.
Tape it.
So they do the physical challenges if they get it wrong. And there's something like, you have to, as I said, throw an egg into a hat. There was a booger picker. You had to pick this giant nose full of snot and pull out boogers.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. That was like the iconic one.
There's a lot of repeat games I remember watching, and I go, this is like every episode I've seen of Double Dare. I don't think they changed it much.
Do you think, have you ever seen Ninja Warrior where people would build the entire, like they have gyms for Ninja Warrior. If this was on today and it got popular, you could have a Double Dare physical challenge gym where you just have people in there pulling bookers out of giant noses that you built yourself and, throwing eggs at each other. And
that's a good idea for Planet Fitness, right? Because
you can't get
a ninja course in the Planet Fitness, but maybe Double Dare was like the original Ninja Warrior.
Wasn't there an awesome thing at the end, like a big obstacle course?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Easy
Right.
but awesome. Yeah, I wrote down
Hamster wheel.
Hamster wheel. It had one that's like you pull a bucket and you pick up a flag. That one's fairly
Yeah.
easy. Some of them
There's
were easy, but then
a
there's like the
tire
tricycle and
swing.
oil. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a tire swing. There's like you have to find something in balloons. You had to dive under the covers of a bed and find something probably long and hard.
Yeah.
And Mark
Nickelodeon.
Summers comes back out without a shirt.
Why is
Very
what-
weird.
He's just it's like the popcorn bucket. Yet Mark's just in there with a hole in the sheet, like a strongly religious Jewish
Yeah.
couple.
With 3D glasses on.
It's called Find the Hasidic Jew. I'll be hiding under here with my dick through a hole in the sheet. If you can find it in 5 seconds or less, you win a Panasonic color TV. Oh, I got to run through the prizes too. But first,
That was the best
questions.
part too.
Oh,
The Garfield,
Garfield
Garfield telephone.
I
This is the
want
most-
that right now.
80s prizes ever. But first, let's see if Rico is as
Okay.
smart as a double dare.
I'm a
eighth
little
grader.
All right,
nervous.
so I thought the first question was really funny, and also it's just so old school, out of touch. So the first question was the last name of Bill Cosby's family on the Cosby Show.
Huxtables.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
got it.
Yeah, so the kids got that one. Then the second question is a little harder. It says Huey Lewis had a small role playing a teacher in what movie?
Back to the Future.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm
you got
it.
amazed you got
Wow.
that.
What? I only got it because they play Back in Time. What,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
teacher was he?
He was the one in the beginning when they're doing like the Battle of the Bands kind of audition thing. He's the one that says that they're too loud. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
and I
a
think
little
they-
homage. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a rock star.
Hold on, I'm gonna get
A
more
rock
whiskey.
star, that's probably
Keep
okay.
talking.
okay. All right. So the third question, or your third, what U.S. city has the nation's largest public library?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Washington D.C.
No, that's wrong. That's what a
That's
kid
they
guessed.
said.
Yeah, a kid
Incorrect.
guessed that. Yeah, it's New York City, apparently.
All right, well, so the Library of
Where they built
Congress, right?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
all right.
Then this one was the Shenandoah National Park Ranger has been struck 7 times by what? The absurdity of life, bears, or lightning. So it's
Did
a
you get struck by bears? I
Or
mean,
the-
what else could you get struck by that would be remarkable?
The
7
absurdity of
Golf
life.
balls?
yeah.
I mean-
7 times by a bear attack, and he
Yeah.
survived. He's a beast. And I
Falling
survived.
birds?
I don't
Seven
know.
bears.
I just eat honey sandwiches and the bears attack me. It's the damnedest thing.
In Florida, frozen iguanas, I bet, would fall on you in the park.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that
know
one
why
was
that
easy,
would
right?
happen.
It's obviously life's absurd. No, just kidding.
How mad would you be? There was a question like they were asking, so as a Canadian team, and I thought they were going to lose because the one boy was such a fucking tard. It was like, he's like, oh, so what do you like to do, Johnny Canuck? And he's like, soccer. It was like Ralphie when he asked like what he wants for Christmas in a Christmas story. And I was like, Jesus, how long is this kid going to take to answer? It's like in Monty Python, like, what's your favorite color? Blue. Oh, and I was like, Jesus, what an idiot. But they got a lot of easy questions. And then they finally missed one. And they go over to the other side, and it was kind of similar. The guy's like, all right, so how many Fruity Pebbles are in an average box of cereal? The kid's like, what? I don't fucking know.
Fuck you, guy.
Fuck you, Mark Summers.
All right, go ahead, John. On with the questions.
All right, so okay, what electric thing did Jacob Schick invent in 1928?
Jacob Schick,
Mhm.
Yes,
a razor.
that's right.
Yeah.
An electric razor based on his name.
Never
and
heard
then-
of
okay.
Schick razor.
What?
Bic?
You never heard of a shit?
Oh yeah, it's a
Isn't it
brand.
Bic?
It's a-
Huge. Yeah,
well,
Schick are
there's
huge.
Bic and Schick and Gillette, and it's one of the major razor
I
manufacturers.
think Schick or Gillette bought out Jeremy's razors, right?
Oh, you
I
mean
don't know,
Harry's?
Jeremy.
Harry's. There was 2 kinds. There's Jeremy. There's Harry. There's Sally.
I love those commercials. Can you imagine like how much money they had to spend on these commercials? Like, I just had a vision for a razor,
Yeah.
making the best razor in the best factories. Like, how do they get money?
Can you imagine? I know. And it's like, oh, what you do, it's made of metal, and you plug it in the wall, then you put it right on your neck. People are like, what? A razor? Yeah. Just jam it against your neck and hold it there. I'm like, no, thank you.
Only 20 people died in the testing of this product.
Yeah. Ow. Sounds painful.
It was easy in those days, though. You just, go to Ellis Island, grab a couple people. If they make it, great. If they don't, who's to know?
Yeah, there's more on the way.
Their last names weren't even right. How are they going to find out?
That's right. All right. Ready for your next question?
I'm slamming through these.
In Dr. Seuss, who keeps recommending green eggs and ham?
I had a feeling this might be tricky for Rico. It's going to trip him up.
Yeah.
Dr. Sam.
You're close.
It's Sam I Am.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam I Am.
Sam I Am.
The kids got that wrong too, right? The kids guessed the Cat in the Hat, so they
the
stupid Cat in the Hat.
American Girl. Very dumb. Very dumb.
I mean, obviously, it's gonna rhyme with ham.
Right.
Here's a good question that they asked kids. What color are the dresses worn by Robert Palmer's backup singers in the music video "Addicted to Love"?
Black.
Correct.
That's what it is. I was like, what? Is that the biggest video right now? That's literally a question they asked the kids on that show.
I mean, I remember watching it every time it was on. They were hot.
Yeah.
Hot for the time, and I didn't have access to much.
Was he wearing a tuxedo in that video?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was guessing.
And they had the bright red lipstick, the hair pulled back and super tight buns, playing their electric keyboards and bass guitars, pretending to play. Cheap video.
It's a good video.
Expensive strip club, though.
Right. All right. Your next question is a multiple choice.
Oh, speaking of, so my last day.
Rico, turn your TV off. It's driving me nuts. I can see it flashing in the background.
I thought it was a cool lighting effect.
My last day in Puerto Rico, where I was the last time, I'm like, all right, we had to leave for the airport at like 2:00. So we're like sitting at the pool after we check out. I'm like, I'm going to go jump in the ocean one last time. So I'm just chilling in the ocean and this guy comes in.
I was hoping it was going to be a jellyfish.
He's a funny guy. He was like, blah, blah, blah. He just talking to me. He's like, yeah, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. He's like,
this is in the ocean?
I'm the manager of a strip club in Boca Raton. He's like, what was it called? I forgot what it was. It was like begins with a
Boca Boners. That's what I would have called it.
No, it was like a chain I've heard of.
Yeah.
I forgot. And he's like, you ever come there? Free entry, I'll get you a bottle, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, man.
Did you get his card?
It was like, just ask for Big Joey, I think. Or Big John.
That's great. Yeah. I'm sure that'll work perfectly. Yeah, is Big John here? I met him in the ocean. Okay. Please, sir, come right in. Which bottle would you like?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I remember him. He was a funny guy. He was like, he came down with a bunch of Puerto Ricans, and he's like, I'm going to teach him. I was telling them all, I'm going to teach you guys how to, make fire and stuff because you're so stupid and backwards. Making jokes. I was laughing, and then I had to go to the airport and wait for my Frontier flight to be delayed 5 hours as one.
Oh, I just got delayed 2 hours coming back from Vegas yesterday, feeling like I was going to die. So that's a good time.
Yeah. Anyways, I interrupted my questions.
Okay, let's get back
into it.
They
only have 18 more.
Right.
So they went 18 questions without a single fucking physical challenge because they were too damn easy. Then they were too damn hard.
Well, you got to workshop this. Generally, you probably do this before the first episode. You do a little test runs, but
no, I think this was the test run.
Yeah.
You think Mark Summers wrote him himself and he's just like, this is going terribly.
This is Nickelodeon. They probably figured no one's watching. It's like, did we do a test pod before we started this?
No, they probably just needed people to make shows, and they were willing to let him do whatever he wanted to kids.
Well, Mark Summers ran the show like a pro. He was like He was keeping it cracking along. Kids got hit in the eye with an egg, and he's like, "Don't worry about the egg. Here's your towel. Let's go."
Yeah,
like
let's
literally,
go.
he was like, "What's it? What is it? It's in your eye. It's bleeding. What's okay? The next question. Let's go."
Like my Coke dealer's gonna be here in 20 minutes.
I
goes,
gotta go.
"And
I
we-
gotta be outside.
We can't afford editors.
Yeah, dude. He also was like putting towels down. He's like, "Looks like it's a little wet there. I'll put a towel down for you." Okay, stand on the towel. Here we go. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was masterful.
good.
It was masterful.
Keeps it going. Hey, you want to keep the kids safe, but also having a good time.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So you ready?
Yes.
Multiple choice question.
Ooh.
Schlem's Canal is 1, a waterway in Yugoslavia, 2, your tear duct, or 3, a TV show that lasted 3 weeks.
Which, by the way, is hilarious when you think about the fact that Schitt's Creek is a show.
Yeah, Schlem's
What a
Canal.
good one.
And this was made. I wonder if Schitt's Creek was inspired by Schlem's Canal.
Well, maybe they have Schlem's Canal. Maybe it's a real show now.
I was
back.
gonna guess something else, but now you almost.
I don't want to
guess
sway your.
TV
I don't want to
show.
sway your vote. I'm just making fun for
No.
the crowd.
I'm
No.
gonna guess the tear duct.
That'd be correct, sir. Ding.
When you first
Okay.
said it, I was gonna guess a waterway in Israel, but that wasn't one of the choices. So.
No.
Shlomo's
Schlem,
Canal
yeah.
is that one.
Schlem Canal.
It's either Flem Canal or Shlomo's Canal, not Schlem's Canal.
No. Okay. This one's a good one. The names of the Hazard boys on Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, Bo and Luke.
Oh,
Got it.
got it. Yeah,
Got it.
I don't think those kids got it.
No, they did.
Next one. The scientific name for the Northern Lights.
Aurora Borealis.
Got it.
Something
Ding.
along
That's also correct.
Correct.
those
Yeah.
lines.
All right. This is a tough one. Axel Foley was the main character in what cop movie?
Beverly Hills Cop 3.
That's
That's
right.
amusement
As
park.
well as the first two, actually.
Oh, was he?
Not
We
many
would have
people know
accepted.
that.
I don't think Beverly Hills Cop 2 or 3 was made at the time because it was still
He changed his
the
name to Muhammad Ali at one point because
They're like Judge Reinhold will be in all 3, but the rough cop, I don't remember his name, will not be in the third one.
yeah, we would have accepted. We would have accepted Judge Reinhold, but no,
My name is
it's
Judge.
Axel Foley. All right, next one is what sport is World Cup in?
Football.
Mhm.
There you go. Yeah, see?
Come on.
And what character who said, "Go ahead, make my day"?
Dirty Harry.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's right.
Or Harry Callahan. Also,
I didn't know his last name.
Yeah, I guess that's the pen name of him. Okay, this is a good one. If it's 12 noon in Tampa, Florida, what time is it in Dallas, Texas?
Really, they did time zone questions. Well,
We did
Dallas
time
is Central
zone.
Time. I
Right.
know that well since I do most of my work Central Time. So it would be 11 a.m.
That's
It's really
correct.
not that hard to figure out Central Time. There's only 3 time zones, except for Hawaii, I guess.
except for one.
Right.
You know
All right,
that there's
moving
different
on,
time
cracking.
zones in Indiana and Arizona.
Yes, it's very annoying.
It's really frustrating when you realize that you're staying in one city in Arizona and you have to be somewhere in a different city in
Oh.
Arizona and it's a different time zone.
That would be
Uh,
awful.
That
It
is
was like,
awful.
Fuck. And I didn't realize until 15 minutes before I needed to be somewhere. Driving leisurely along, and all of a sudden my phone changed. What the fuck?
You just entered a new time zone.
I love it.
They're probably used to it.
There's just
Yeah,
a part
it
of
was
town right where the border is. The speed limit goes up 25 miles an hour because it just happens so often. They're like, "Fuck it, we can't stop these people."
People are late.
Hit the gas, you're late.
All right. Well, your next question is, what comic book hero does Commissioner Gordon call?
Batman.
I know
Yeah,
it's
that
so
was
easy.
pretty-
So easy.
That was a pretty easy one. All right. So
There
that
was
the end
one
of the-
hard one. Wait, no, there was one hard one. There was wasn't the hold on, wasn't it the first
I
round
thought
that had
the Huey Lewis teacher movie was hard. I was
wait,
lucky guess.
let me ask you one more.
I've got
'cause
I've got 3 more.
Oh, okay. Because there's one there's one I'll ask. Who is Paula Ciccone's or Chiccone's? I'm not sure. Ciccone. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Sister. And they gave you 3 options, but I want to see if you know it off the top of your head because I actually knew it off the top of my head.
Paula Abdul.
Paula Ciccone's sister. Her sister.
My guess was Paula Abdul.
No, incorrect.
Okay.
So they did give you options. It was Cher, Melanie E. Right? I think
no. Sheena E.
No, Sheena E. I don't know. Or
she was like with Prince.
Oh, okay. Or Madonna. Those are your 3 options.
I guess Madonna.
That is correct.
Yeah.
But I knew that one. I knew that one ahead of time.
She has an Italian, well, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
she's a good old guinea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She had that originally. Like a Virgin was called Like a Guinea.
Have you seen that meme? Who would have thought in 1988 that Roseanne would be better looking than Madonna?
Yeah.
And they show them, and they're like, "Yeah, Roseanne is actually far better looking than Madonna right now."
No. Madonna looks like somebody. It looks like a space potato. Came down from another planet, and then introduced herself.
Potato Planet.
Yeah, Potato Planet. The most beautiful star on Potato Planet came down to visit Earth. That's essentially what it looks like.
It's not a bad.
She looks like female Mr. Potato Head, right? Big lip, potato head because she's got so much injections. Big lips, big goofy eyes and eyelashes. She is. Yeah. She's become Mrs. Potato Head.
Interchangeable outfits and
interchangeable body parts.
Yeah, earlobes.
I'm gonna put your breasts at your eyes now.
No one will know because you're a potato. Pretty much. I mean, that's what the butcher doctors are doing to her.
Yeah. Check out our new podcast, the Potato Head Pod, where we will bring a potato each and make it look like the celebrity of your choice.
That's right.
Bi-weekly.
Coming soon. Nice. All right. Here's your next question. This was a tough one. How much did the Louisiana Purchase cost the United States?
Wasn't it like 10 million?
Ooh, close. 15 million. Yeah. So, but pretty good. My guess was
if I was the
I thought it was like $5.
Would only have been. Yeah, I wish Donald Trump should do that. He's like, if I was president, it only would have been 10 million.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
It's like beads, but they was the French, so it wouldn't have been beads. It would have been.
They would have paid me to take the Louisiana territory.
Louisiana.
And I never would have allowed French to be spoken.
How many bones are there in an arm?
Does that count the hand and fingers?
I would presume.
Yeah. From here.
Look, you don't know it. Just say a number because you know you don't.
I'm trying to.
I like that you're like, what? Would that count?
I don't know. I'm going to say 15.
You're off by 17.
Yes. The answer is 32.
Or -2. Which one?
32.
There are -2
for that blonde chick that got attacked by a shark and is still a celebrity.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you have to count each finger. Is there like 3 different bones in each finger?
Yeah, there's a bone, there's a bone, there's a bone. Then you got bones in the knuckle. The hand, the human hand has like 16 bones in it.
And there are like 220 bones in the body. Something crazy.
The hand.
Not Marilyn Manson's. He's missing one.
The bone.
You know what I mean,
the bone count on the hand can fluctuate based on if you're masturbating or not.
Yep, that's a fact. That's what you can take to your doctor's office.
Hey, Jack, I got a good one for you.
Yeah. All right, I got one more question. Ready? This is the last one that they gave an answer to. How tall is the Eiffel Tower? It's multiple choice. A, 573 feet. B, 986 feet. Or C, 1,368 feet.
I would say the 500 one.
That'd be incorrect. It's the 900 one.
Really?
986. So it's just under 1,000.
Yep.
I didn't know that either. I would have guessed. I guess
that seems
C,
too high. Really?
Yeah, they guessed the highest one. So between those questions, so nobody got those questions right. I don't think. And then they do the physical challenges, which again, mostly sucked. But they get, 4 times the amount of money. Now, one thing I will share with you is that Rico I think you may have forgotten, but when you were a youngin, I think you were in the crowd because they cut to a crowd, and what do I see here? But it has to be a young Rico, right there, right in the upper right corner. Same
Actually,
That's
like,
me.
The
Really?
contestant
Really?
looked like Rico too.
So
He
I
did,
was.
because he did look great. Look at this
I
kid,
had a
dead
very
eyes.
jutted out cheekbone and wore glasses.
Where
still
are they
do.
now?
You still do. Well, not glasses, but look, same haircut as you have right now today.
Yeah.
Literally, literally the same, inarguable. And yeah, I've seen you jut that jaw out like that before, especially when you're angry. And this kid clearly is not having a good time.
Not having a good time at Double Dare.
And is that Fred Savage next to him?
It looks like it.
No, that looks like
Wait, is it Fred
Palky.
Savage and Paul? Is
Are
that
you talking
Paul
about
from
to
the
the
Wonder
left
Years?
of them? That's Perfect Strangers.
It
Where, right here,
does look like
because in
it.
Balky Bartakamus?
Yeah, right there. Palky.
Because
Who's also in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
3.
you're right. As the gay hairdresser or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
wait.
I think he's in. Yeah, he's in like in 2 and 3.
He retired from
Definitely.
acting, I think, to have sex with men. I don't know. I'm making that up. That's a legend. That's allegedly. I don't know.
I can't study scripts. I'm up to
Acting
my eyes
like-
in cock.
Yeah, get these scripts away from me.
Taking away
refuse.
from the cock.
I'll have to
All
look
right,
at
so
another
anyway.
plate.
Anyway, we're talking about Double Dare way too long here, but it is entertaining. All right, we'll get on. We're going to go to our review here of Fallout in just a second, but I do want to say they did have the epic, jungle gym obstacle course at the end with all the little games, and it's fun because they're going through them, and you're like, that's so many games, but they go through them so fast. But what's funny is they're giving the prizes. So like, if you pull this bucket down and find the flag, you get a Garfield phone. It works like a regular phone. You can get it anywhere you buy a phone. It's like, Garfield phone.
Tell me
These
you
are the
wouldn't
most-
want a Garfield phone in your bathroom next to the toilet.
Today? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere in my house,
would.
every room.
I'd get a
Everywhere.
landline just for the Garfield phone.
Yeah.
100%.
Some of the
So-
other gifts that they were going
Yeah.
to win were a typewriter,
Hair
State of-
curlers. They're all the most 80s drink. There was
Yeah.
a hair curler perming
hair
set.
curler, a TV, a
Done.
VCR,
A color TV.
color
They
TV.
emphasized that
RCA.
this was RCA full color. You can watch Double Dare in vivid live color. So apparently at this time, and I remember having color TVs for quite some time, but apparently half the nation was still watching on black and white because they were leaning into that color TV.
Yeah. The other thing,
Toys R Us,
a Toys
shopping
R Us
spree.
gift card,
a gift card. Rest in peace, Toys R Us.
and then a trip to Disneyland, like some tickets to the Disneyland hotel.
Which the girl did not get because she did not find Mark Summers' boner in time.
No, she didn't. She didn't find the boner.
All right, on to Fallout. Right
All
after
right.
we come back from this commercial break, we'll show our studio audience. And there's Rico again. Let's just bring him up one more time because he's so cute.
Woo!
What? I can't find it. Oh, there he is. He was hiding. There he is, going out of break. Having a great time, just like Rico. All right, so Fallout. Now, this is based off a video game. I have not played it. Have any of you actually played Fallout?
I have not.
It's like a post-apocalyptic game. It's not the most original concept. It's kind of like they made several movies with the same concept and several games. You're in a bunker, nuclear holocaust happens, people live in a vault, and the bomb drops. So now the people living in the vault have kind of developed these weird societies, and shocker, things are not as they seem, aka not going to be as they seem. And there's characters in the vault. There's a cutish girl with big eyes who clearly has had a nose job at some point in time. Lucy, who I wonder what she would look like with a real nose. I mean,
Maybe.
maybe
You gotta
good,
find
maybe
some old
bad.
photos.
Stack it on Walter Goggins. There's Walton Goggins, who is the awesome bad guy from Justified and many other series, playing
Vice principals.
yes, vice principals.
And also the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, he is in Righteous Gemstones. Yeah, he's amazing. He's got this
Yeah,
giant
he's very
goofy mouth.
funny.
He's hilarious. He's a good actor. He's a good villain, and he's a funny villain. He's in this playing a cowboy who's like a superstar cowboy who then somehow turns into a wasteland ghoul who cannot be killed and has to be kept alive with like some sort of serum. And I actually watched this entire show. I finished it at the airport like yesterday. Did you guys keep watching it, or did you just watch the one and done?
I started to watch the second one. I'm almost done with the second. So yeah, I only kept watching because you said you'd almost finished the whole series. I wasn't completely drawn in by the first episode. I thought that the beginning was very interesting. Like when he's in the before time, when he's at some Hollywood party and basically having to jump through hoops to make a few bucks. He's kind of getting mocked. And then you see the bombs go off, which was a pretty cool visual. You know, like you see it over, like they're in the hills overlooking LA.
And he does that. It was an interesting line too, because he was in the fight. Like they had the fight against the Ruskies, right? Because this is a world in which we're still battling with the commies. And it takes place in like a future. It's again steampunky. It takes place in like the 1940s or 50s, maybe, but in a world where they also have suits of mechanized armor in the 50s that they're fighting the Russians in. So they drop the bomb, and he goes to his daughter. He's like, well, I don't, hopefully they don't drop the bomb, but they said when I was in the service, you hold your thumb up, and if the bomb blast is bigger than your thumb, don't bother to run. And of course the bomb drops, and he goes and like dives to get his daughter. And that, I hate to admit it, I become a complete fucking bitch now, having two little daughters, where he goes to save his daughter. And I'm like, hold it together, Brian, hold it together. I know, I'm a complete bitch. It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, it changes you.
But it was powerful, to your point, Rico.
Yeah. And then he escapes in a horse, but I don't know how far the horse got.
I wonder if they're going to flash. Oh, we still don't know how he became this ghoul, because we don't see him dying. We don't see how, like, certain people turn into these like unkillable zombies, but they're still intelligent as long as they take a serum. So we don't know how the serum gets created. Maybe that'll be next season, because they don't explain it in season 1. We just know he needs it.
Right. Maybe you get more information if you play the video game.
And it seems he becomes evil. Like he seemed like a normal guy in the before time.
Yeah.
Before the bomb. And I can't remember where it went from episode 1 to 2, but in at least 2, he's definitely not a good guy.
No, you find out a little bit more as it goes along about what made him that way, but it doesn't explain why he's just a absolute killing machine. And he just like, it's just one line. They're like, Bubba Gump Shrimp, by the way, the black dude who was in Forrest Gump playing Bubba.
That's where he was from.
Yeah, he's just doing bit parts. He was in it for like 3 minutes. Like, well, dig this with his big lower lip. Dig that ghoul up. And then he just fucking immediately gets killed. It's like, all right.
It wasn't a very smart plan.
No, it's like, this guy can barely be killed. I don't know what they plan on doing to him. But he was in and out of there quick.
She was like, do you want in on this bounty? Like, he's unkillable. He can just take whatever money he wants. What are you doing here?
And then he's like, but I like that he's like, I'm not in it for the money. I'm just in it for the love of the game. And he just like kills them all. He likes killing. What can you say?
Bad plan by this guy.
He's got no goddamn nose on his face, though, which is off-putting. Do you think that people in that, I guarantee you, the answer to this is yes. If this was the real world, do you think people would find these ghouls and then just bang their nose holes as a fetish?
I thought you were gonna go with like, would women find them attractive, like in the pen pals with the prisoner vibe, or
maybe I can see that. Or big nose Jews. Who did you nose? They can barely see it. It's like there's no nose on your face.
It's a good one. Nice reduction.
Yeah. What about you, Don? Nose hole banging?
No, I don't know. It seems like those people have bigger problems than banging. They're not really sexy. Everyone's disgusting and gross and dirty and eating each other.
Yeah.
So
Well, they do go
Maybe.
to Philly. Can't kill Philly.
that's
Philadelphia
fun. Yeah.
forever.
Well, it's like a cockroach.
Did you see? Did you see what survived the 3 nuclear bombs in LA?
No, what?
The Ferris wheel at the Santa Monica Pier was still around.
And the little airport dome in the middle of LAX was still up. Saw that.
219 years later, too.
Yeah.
I figure it's gonna look like that pretty soon if they keep letting homeless people live wherever they want.
That's true. It'd be funny if the homeless people eventually came together and developed a nuclear technology that we can't comprehend. I mean, cold fusion. What?
We're gonna blow it up. They would blow themselves up.
It's just a floating energy, like a reproductive energy that's just floating in a bottle of like Old Easy or Old Eagle. What was it called? Old Eagle? What was the one we used to drink?
Old English.
Old English. Oh, Old English or Thunderbird. And it's just like a Thunderbird bottle full of urine with a unlimitless energy in it.
Were we really that poor that we had to drink that stuff?
It wasn't being poor; it was being stupid and in college. And the thrill of let's go get some 40s and drink them, and then feel like we're going to die
for $4.
Yeah,
2 40s and Hurricanes, I believe, were like $1.90.
Yeah,
so you could get some change back for your $4.
Such fun times. I never drank Cobra. That was the one I never went down. Never went the Cobra route.
Cobra Steel Reserve was another cheap one.
Yeah, that's all the Pittsburgh hobos drink.
And Mickey's
Mickey's the grenades. You used to be able to get a case. We used to do the case races with Mickey's grenades, the little ponies.
Because those were like Rolling Rocks.
Well, we did the pony Rolling Rock bottles that were little, but Mickey's had the grenades, which you did at least one time. We did a case race with the Mickey's grenades in college. Disgusting. All right, so moving on. Lucy's father gets taken, and she has to venture out.
Hold on. You skipped over a part. You skipped over the part where she gets married.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And
that's a very
she
important.
gets married to I thought it was or maybe they were like posers. So they're in like one bunker, right? Lucy and that clan,
the next vault over
proper, and they were marrying her off to someone in the next vault over, but apparently they didn't really do very well at scouting.
Yeah,
who they were marrying her to.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to fully give it away, but they're not good people, and things go haywire.
Didn't end well for that.
But you know what she was? She was DTF immediately.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I need to spoil this real quick. She's DTF all through the show because they meet this other guy, which we'll talk about too. He's like a black dude on the show who I'm completely blanking on his fucking name, but he's Maximus. Thank you. I was gonna say Marvin or Max. Yeah, Maximus. He's at the camp for these Iron Knight soldiers, right? And they use the old suit, the battle suit technology, and they kind of comb the wasteland looking for these artifacts of technology. So later on, she meets him and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And they get put into this room together. And she's like, "So, do you want to have intercourse?" And of course, he's never done it. And he has this kind of funny scene where he talks about his dick getting big and popping like a pimple. And then he passes on sex, which is always a foolish move.
Terrible.
I thought you were going to tell me she was banging the dude from Lost. I forget what. You remember that guy? Well, he's like the nerdy professor with the glasses. I forget what. He was. He was like the spy from The Outsiders or whatever they called him on that.
Others.
The others. Yes.
Yeah. So but it's
another good show.
She is down to fuck, and they do, and then we get a butt. They show a butt.
Hey,
a man butt.
Oh yeah. That's always the worst when you're.
But no breasts. Even it out, people.
Boo. 2 thumbs down.
No female boobity in any of this. Terrible. So anyway, it's So there's some shit goes haywire. this chick goes haywire in the Marcus soldier world as well. And there's a trans character we have to talk about, not passing for a dude. It is a chick actress that is trans that is trying to be a man. I'm guessing she had double mastectomy already because she's flat chested and has a little. Yeah, a little stretch mustache. Because remember the first episode,
the best friend.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it just
a
chick?
I didn't realize that. I'm like, what? Why?
Which I'll say this. Look, I
think it's just a girl.
No,
it's
like no.
Yeah, it definitely had a mustache. It was weird.
Yeah, she had a mustache.
But I didn't think
it's a him now. So I don't know. Let's just say it's a him. Unconvincing in every way because Maximus is getting his shit beat out of him, and somehow this woman man is the alpha dog at the camp full of men that are not skinny, and she is bone skinny. Sounds like a woman doing a man's voice impression, and unconvincing in her role as I'm the guy, because she's like, hey, get off of him, and they're like, oh, okay. It's like, okay, this chick would blow over, in a fucking stiff breeze. There's no way in hell anyone would believe this. And then he gets chosen as the Knight Squire, where you have to carry this giant heavy bag of tools and shit. But there's no fucking way this person would be able to carry it. It just
How
pissed
many
me off.
episodes in are you talking about? Because I don't remember any of
That's first episode, right? Unless it's I thought it was the first episode that they chose that girl over Maximus.
Oh, you're right.
At the very end, right?
Yeah,
At the
you're
very
right.
end,
Yeah. And then someone injured him.
Yeah,
her.
somebody booby traps her boot to take him out. But again, it's just get like fucking Sonny Bono's kid. What's her name?
Chaz.
Get Chaz Bono in that role. Okay. I accept that Chaz Bono might be able to brawl with the boys and carry the Knight's fucking shit. Don't give me rope thin, Justin Bieber stashed, barely transitioning girl and try to convince me that this role makes any sense, because it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Is she in more of the episodes, or is that?
Fortunately, not for a long time. Right. And also, I thought she was a terrible actress. I was like, this person sucks.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, that whole part got me I was super bored when they went to the Maximus thing. That just kind of killed the momentum for me for the whole first episode. I was super bored, and I was not gonna keep watching until you said you kept watching the whole series. So I'm like, maybe it's fine. That was super fucking boring. That whole part.
It gets better. Like I said, that part sucked, but fortunately, she's out of it for almost the entire series. Now, we'll see what happens in season 2. If they bring her back in a big way or him back in a big way. But I thought overall, I liked it. I liked the first episode. I thought it was entertaining enough to keep going, and I did, and I'm glad I did. I recommend continuing on, because it gets, you find out more and more. They do a good job of building the mystery, what's going on here, what's really going on here. Building the momentum for the Ghoul, aka Goggins, his character. It's fun. It's a fun show.
Alrighty. I guess I gave it I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but maybe that's just the first episode. I think the second episode I'm almost done, and it's better. Yeah. So maybe it'll keep improving.
Oh, we forgot to give Double Dare a ranking, but we'll do this first. Don, what about you? What do you give it?
I liked it. I'd say I give it an 8 or a 9. I haven't finished watching it, but I watched.
Don's like the easy teacher. He gives everything an A.
Oh yeah. I watched the first maybe 4 episodes, just kind of back to back, and I go, "Oh, this is captivating." So
he writes reviews for every Nick Cage movie, and they're all A pluses.
Who keeps rating it to 10 on IMDb?
Don, Nick, how's my fan club going? You still rating those
Nick
reviews?
Cage is determined to get a 1 out of 10 from Don. So
that's why. That's the reason he's still working. He's like, I'm gonna make a movie that he calls terrible.
No one will.
You're the only thing keeping Nick Cage going, buddy.
Could be. I wish he would pay me.
I'm going to make Con Air, but it's going to be only vaginas. I'm going to call it Cunt Air. We'll see. Do an A+ with that.
See,
I
I'd
give
want
it-
Cunt Air.
I would too. 100%.
It's gonna be a blockbuster.
In a heartbeat, I'd watch Cunt Air. I might write that script tonight. We could have like Nick Cage's character is just like a really overgrown hairy puss. You know, like long straggly hair, but kind of bald in the middle.
Dick Vagina plays vagina. Dick Cage plays vagina.
The first episode I would probably give like a 7.5 out of 10. But then, as I said, it definitely gets better. Double Dare though, you know what? I fell in love with the show all over again.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was good. It really, again, Mark Summers, he kept the pace going, and it picked up the pace after the first commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
I was locked in. I'm like, 10 out of 10.
Watching a kid get nailed in the face with an egg.
Oh, it's great.
I loved it.
And then being told immediately to get the fuck back behind the podium.
Yeah. So we'll see what other torture they can get away with.
Mercy is for the weak. Answer the question about Madonna.
Awesome. We should have done Double Dare intros for this show. I get it pegged with an egg in my face. Brian gets slimed. I don't know.
It's not too late, man.
Don's pulling shit out of a booger.
Well, look, if only we had 85 to 100,000 times the audience we have, we could film all sorts of things. So tell your friends, you listening and watching.
Yeah, tell them.
Because I'm not going to do a bonus show to make money off of this yet. We need a bigger audience for that.
Big money.
Bonus
shows. Silly.
Bonus
all right,
shows.
well, that's it. Anything else?
No.
All right, from me, Brian McWilliams, from Rico and Don. I want to say... Oh, I thought you had something to say.
I don't know.
Rico?
It was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!